Today we will look at Fred Hampton Jr., the son of Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton and Mark Clark were assassinated in Chicago on December 4th, 1969. Fred Hampton was a high school student and a promising leader when he joined the Black Panther Party at the age of 19. His status as a leader grew very quickly. By the age of 20, he became the leader for the Chicago chapter of the Black Panther Party. He was involved in a lot of activities to improve the black community in Chicago. He maintained regular speaking engagements, and he organized weekly rallies at the Chicago Federal Building on behalf of the Black Panther Party. He worked with a Free People's Clinic. He taught political education classes every morning at 6 a.m., and he launched a community control of police project. Fred Hampton was also instrumental in the Black Panther Party's free breakfast program. Hampton had the charisma to excite crowds during rallies. He was supposed to be appointed to the party's central committee. His position would have been chief of staff if he did not have an untimely death on the evening of December 4th, 1969. The social climate of the late 1960s was definitely not on Fred Hampton's side. The government was not supportive of any radical political organization, and in fact turned out to be downright suspicious at any attempt to challenge or change the status quo. Discriminating against the black community
Some programs where people have been lied to believe there was cats like Jesse Jackson that organized. In fact, it was Chairman Fred who organized the original Real Deal Rainbow Coalition. He had taken on and done it when it wasn't no chic thing to do or no quote-unquote politically correct thing to do. He had taken on when he went to get a group of poor whites out of the Appalachian Mountains who identified themselves as young patriots and brought them to political life. And when he had met Cha-Cha Menez inside Menard concentration camp, and I'll go into detail a little bit later while we use that term, concentration camp. When he had met him inside Menard and won into some points of political unity, this organization been the Young Lords, Puerto Rican Street Organization. When he was able to flip the script on some of the state tactics, when he went to one of the largest street tribes, and that's a term we use as opposed to refer to as gangs. The vice lords, the FBI went to the vice lords and told them they'd give them 16th Street, a portion of Chicago's west side, under the condition the Black Panther Party do not, I repeat, do not be able to open a free medical center on 16th Street. Chairman Fred warned these brothers and sisters at some point in unity they started working at the free medical center. He had politicized the formerly known devil disciples to a point of unity. He said, we now rename ourselves to be the black disciples, as opposed to devil disciples, due to the political education we received from Chairman Fred and the Black Panther Party. He also was a political prisoner. He was taken captive against a trumped up charge, and the state claimed he supposed to took $75 of ice cream from the Goodyear ice cream truck and gave it to the kids. And as Chairman Fred assessed, he said, even though the state lied on me, he made me a thief, they still made me a Robin Hood type of thief, still showed the true nature of a panther, given to the people. He was unleashed, I like to say that term as opposed to released, but unleashed on bond August 13, 1969. And because of his stance, his committed stance to be unbroken, because we all clear, that's the purpose of these concentration camps, not about no rehabilitation, but it's designed to break the will and spirit of our brothers and sisters, our people in general. And he got back out on the street. In fact, he was more committed. And in response to that, the state moved with the ultimate goal, and as we've seen in so many cases, in some cases, Brother Malcolm X, they would see you to what we refer to as the Revolutionary Happy Hunting Ground, or otherwise the cemetery. And this was now December 4th, 1969, a date in which we define as one of the most brutal acts of terrorism to ever occur on U.S. soil. The day was just the United States government assassinated Deputy Chairman Fred and Fiscal Mark Clark. And we talk about it, it's important that we put it in its correct context. A lot of cats are liquidated to this. Chicago police came down and killed Chairman Fred. This is part of a national program, COINTELPRO, an acronym for Counterinsurgency Program. A program that in the United States government's own words, they said a program created to discredit, to dismiss, to disrupt, and to destroy any black militant organizations, especially amongst the youth. And over 90% of this program deals directly with the Black Party. They was in Pacific on this thing, and this consisted of the framing and kidnapping of forces of Geronimo Jaga, the outright assassination of 17-year-old little Bobby Hutton. They were so detailed back to this December 4th date that they had made sure members of Chairman Fred's staff locked away in the hole and placed in the Cook County Jail. Then came phone trucks on the west side of Chicago, blocked the entire block up, pulled other occupants outside the crib they was on. A group of young brothers who had done unofficial loose security for the chairman. All of a sudden the YMCA sent them out of town on a winter retreat. They came, again, pulled all the occupants out. They came armed with a floor plan of the crib, a floor plan so detailed, they even knew what pack of cigarettes would be at. They immediately the Chicago police came and they immediately shot 22-year-old defense captain Mark Clark. They continued to shoot through the crib. And other occupants such as Minister Doc Satchel, Minister of Health for the Black Panther Party, they were saying stop shooting, they were a pregnant sister. And that pregnant sister they were talking about was my mother-to-be, at that time 18-year-old Deborah Johnson, who literally felt the shells coming through the mattress as she lay aside her husband and her comrade, Chairman Fred. When the pigs came out, they pulled out the room, put a pistol to her stomach, and I used the analogy that I didn't get the prenatal care that a lot of people got about a doctor placing a stethoscope on their mother's stomach. The first piece of steel I ever came into contact with was the Chicago Police Department's revolver. Pigs came in the room, several more shots, using the fatal shots to assassinate Chairman Fred. Now we talk about this, I wish we could talk about it in some sort of nostalgia type of way, like that was back in the 60s. How far we came, we sit in front of the bus, and now how much progress we made. The fact is, we say the counterinsurgency, in other words, in plain name terms, the attacks, the war, they continue. We say so much of resistance. This government has not forgotten who Chairman Fred was and what he represented. Where he's buried at right now, Haynesville, Louisiana, his tombstone is still being shot up as we speak. Places like Menard concentration camp down in southern Illinois. Chairman Fred and my photograph is still on the gun towers right now as we speak today. I am a former political prisoner. I say, in the eyes of the state, I'm a three-strike offender. One, just for simply being African. Two, for being the son of Deputy Chairman Fred and of Akur and Jerry. And three, for continuing to fight for liberation of my people. I take a position of if that's considered a crime.
I am anger. I am not dangerous. I am danger. I am abominable stress, idiotic, relentless. I'm a breath of vengeance. I'm a death sentence. I'm forsaken repentance to the beast and his henchmen, armed forces and policemen that survive of oil in prisons until they cup runneth over with lost souls that wear oversized caps like blindfolds, shiny necklaces like lassos, dragging them into black holes. And I may have to holler at Fidel Castro to get my other brother to Guantanamo. And then innocence on death row is probably in the same proportions of criminals in black robes that smack gavels, that crack domes, that smack gavels, that crash homes. Justice is somewhere between reading sad poems and 40 ounces of gasoline crash at the windows. Justice is between plans and action, between writing letters to congressmen and clapping the captain, between raising legal defense funds and putting a gun on the bailiff and taking the judge captive. It is between prayer and fasting, between burning and blasting. Freedom is between the mind and the soul. It's between the lock and the load, between the zeal of the young and the patience of the old. Freedom is between the finger and the trigger. It's between the page and the pen, between the grenade and the pen, between righteous aim and keeping one in the chamber. So what they gonna do with a man with a heart like Turner, a mind like Douglas, a mouth like Malcolm, a voice like Chris? That's why I'm not dangerous. I am danger. I am not angry. I am anger. I am abominable stress, idiotic, relentless. I'm a breath of vengeance. I'm a death sentence. I'm forsaken repentance to the beast and his henchmen, politicians and big businessmen. I'm a teenage Palestinian, opening fire at an Israeli checkpoint, point blank, checkmate. Now what? I'm a rape victim with a gun cocked to his cock, bang, bang, cock. Now what? I am an inmate, short shanked to the seal, earlobe to earlobe, cut short, case closed. Now what? I am Sitting Bull with Colonel Custer's scalp in my hands. I am Sid Kane with a stage turner's blood on my hands. I am Jonathan Jackson handing a gun to my man. I am David with a slingshot and a rock. And if David lived today, he'd have a Molotov cocktail and a Glock. So I say down with the lie. I say down with the lion. But we must learn, know, right. We must kick, bite, yell, scream. We must pray, fast, live, dream, fight, kill, and die free.